How could you?
I am so sorry.
The envelope trembled in my hands, its crisp white paper stained with the sweat from my palms. As I stared at the lab's sterile logo, my heart hammered like a war drum in my chest, each beat echoing the dread that had been building for months. I tore it open, and the words leaped out. Probability of paternity, 0%. The room spun. The kitchen where we'd shared 1,000 mornings, now a vortex of betrayal. My wife, Sarah, the woman I'd built my life around, had lied. Our son, my son, wasn't mine. The air thickened, choking me with the metallic tang of rage and the bitter aftertaste of shattered love. How had it come to this? It started subtly, those cracks in the foundation I tried to ignore. We'd been married 8 years, our life in a cozy suburban house, a picture of domestic bliss. Laughter echoing off the hardwood floors, the scent of lavender shampoo lingering in the bathroom. Our boy Tommy, with his mop of curly hair that I always thought mirrored mine. But lately, Sarah's phone buzzed odd hours, her eyes darting away when I'd glance over. "Work stuff," she'd murmur, her voice a soft melody that once soothed me, but now grated like sandpaper on raw skin. I rationalized it. Stress from her job at the marketing firm, the late nights she claimed were client dinners. Deep down, a whisper gnawed. What if, one evening, as rain pelted the windows like accusing fingers, I came home early from my shift at the auto shop. The house was dim, lit only by the glow from the living room lamp. Sarah sat on the couch, her legs tucked under her, scrolling through her phone with a secretive smile that vanished when she saw me. "You're home early," she said, her tone light, but edged with something sharper. Guilt? I forced a grin, the oil under my nails a reminder of the grimy honesty I prided myself on. "Missed you guys. Tommy asleep?" She nodded, her fingers twisting the hem of her sweater. That night, in bed, her body felt distant, even as she curled against me. My mind raced. Was it paranoia, or had her touches grown mechanical, like a habit she was outgrowing? The doubts festered like an untreated wound. I found myself replaying memories, searching for clues. Like that weekend trip she took with the girls last summer, the one where she came back sun-kissed and evasive about the details. "Just beach time, hon," she'd said over breakfast, her eyes not quite meeting mine as she poured Tommy cereal. Tommy, with his infectious giggle and those big brown eyes that suddenly seemed different, not like my blue ones, or Sarah's green. Where had they come from? I shoved the thought away, burying it under layers of love and denial. After all, we'd fought through infertility scares early on. Tommy was our miracle, conceived after years of trying. Or so she'd said. But the red flags piled up, each one a quiet explosion in my chest. Her sudden interest in gym classes with a new trainer named Mark, tall, charismatic, the kind of guy who turned heads. I'd met him once at a company picnic, his handshake firm, his smile too easy. "Sarah's a natural," he'd joked, and she'd laugh a little too brightly. Then came the unexplained charges on our credit card. A hotel room in the city, lingerie from a boutique she never wore for me. I confronted her one night in the garage, the fluorescent light buzzing overhead like an interrogation lamp. "What's going on, Sarah? Be straight with me." She froze, her face paling under the harsh glow. "Nothing, Jake. Why are you always so suspicious? Work's just intense." Her voice cracked, and for a moment I saw fear in her eyes. Not of me, but the truth slipping out. I wanted to believe her, to pull her close and erase the distance. But anger simmered beneath my hurt. Was I the fool here, or was she playing me? The inner turmoil consumed me. At work, wrenching bolts on engines, I'd zone out, imagining scenarios that twisted my gut. Her in his arms, whispering the lies she'd fed me. Guilt gnawed too. My own flaws haunted me. I'd been distant after Tommy's birth, buried in overtime to provide, maybe not attentive enough. Did that justify betrayal? No. But it humanized her choices, made her less a villain, and more a woman adrift in our fading connection. Love and rage warred inside me. I still crave her touch, even as suspicion poisoned it. Fear gripped me hardest. What if Tommy was mine? The thought of losing him, The boy I'd raised from diapers to Little League ripped me apart. He was my world, blood or not. I couldn't ignore it anymore. In secret, I ordered the DNA kit online, swabbing Tommy's cheek while he slept, his innocent breaths a stark contrast to my racing pulse. Mailing it felt like betrayal of my own, invading our family's sanctity. Weeks later, as I waited, the house fell heavier, shadows lengthening in the corners. Sarah noticed my withdrawal. "Talk to me, Jake," she pleaded one afternoon in the kitchen, sunlight filtering through the blinds like prison bars. Her hand on my arm sent conflicting sparks, warmth and revulsion. "I love you," she added, but the word hung hollow, laced with unspoken regrets. I mumbled something about stress, but inside, denial crumbled. What if she had reasons? Loneliness, perhaps, or the thrill she'd lost with me. It didn't excuse her, but it made her human, flawed like me. The results arrived on a Tuesday, the envelope mocking me from the mailbox. As I read them alone in the car, parked blocks from home, sobs racked my body. 0%. The world blurred through tears, the honk of passing cars, the acrid smell of exhaust mirroring my burning throat. Heartbreak crashed in waves. Confusion over how she'd hidden it, anger at her deception, lingering love that made forgiveness temptingly close. But denial shattered. This was paternity fraud, a legal knife she'd twisted herself. That night, I confronted her. Tommy was at a sleepover. The house eerily quiet save for the tick of the wall clock. "Sarah," I said, voice steady despite the storm inside, holding out the papers. Her face drained of color as she scanned them, collapsing onto the couch with a gasp. "Jake, Tears streamed down her cheeks, mascara streaking like black rivers. "It was a mistake. Mark, he was there when you weren't. I was lonely, scared. But Tommy's ours. Please." Her words tumbled out, raw and desperate, revealing her guilt and the moral gray, a one-night slip that snowballed into years of lies, driven by fear of losing me. I felt a pang, her vulnerability, the complexity of her regret, but fury won. "You stole my life," I whispered, voice breaking. Our family was a lie. The revenge unfolded methodically, fueled by that alpha surge I'd never known I had. I sued for paternity fraud, the courtroom a cold arena of exposed secrets. Witnesses testified to her affair. Evidence mounted like a tidal wave. Sarah's life unraveled. Job lost amid scandal. Friends vanishing, custody battles tearing at her soul. But as I watched her crumble on the stand, sobbing apologies, a twist hit me like a gut punch. Tommy, overhearing it all, looked at me with those brown eyes, Mark's eyes, and said, "Dad, why?" In that moment, victory tasted like ash. I'd ruined her, yes, but shattered our boy's world too. Was this justice? Or had my rage made me the monster? The courtroom faded, leaving me alone with a hollow echo of what I'd lost. Not just trust, but the family I'd fought to save. Heartbreak lingered, deeper now, in the ruins of my own making.